Isa sa mga pinakamalaking free agency signings ng Ginebra in recent memory ay si Maverick Ahanmisi. A lot of people expected him to be the next Stanley Pringle or the Stanley Pringle replacement. Pero anong nangyari? Bakit ngayon in 2025 marami ng fans ang gustong mag-move on sa kanya? So pag-usapan natin. Si Maverick Ahanmisi nung napunta sa Ginebra nung umpisa, a lot of people were excited kasi siya yung isa sa mga pinakaunang malaking free agency signings ng Ginebra. Kasi ito yung panahon na kakasimula pa lang maging thing ng free agency and adding a guy who averaged 20 points per game sa huling team niya, which is Converge. It's very exciting. Pero fast forward to 2025 nga, anong nangyari? And to me, marami kasing reasons. Una sa lahat, injuries. Pangalawa, lumalim na masyado yung guard rotation ng Ginebra. And pangatlo, I think medyo wala silang identity right now. Medyo confused yung team whether magta-triangle ba sila or they're going to embrace the youth movement. Resulta nun to the players, maraming players sa Ginebra ang hindi alam ang role. They're just robots executing the triangle offense. Maverick Ahanmisi, struggling with injuries last conference. Talagang naapektuhan yung laro niya to a degree. So last conference or last season total, he played 65 games in which he averaged 7.5 points, 3.6 rebounds, and 1.8 assists per game. Complete numbers naman. Pero bumaba yung total numbers niya sa buong season because of his last conference sa Philippine Cup kung saan nag-average lang siya ng 5 points, 2 rebounds, and 1.5 assists per game. Pero balik tayo sa total season, yung 7.5 points na yun, in terms of percentages, he shot 44.2% from the field and 36.4% from 3. And again, babalikan ko yung Philippine Cup. He was hurt for most of the conference. Pero pagdating ng playoffs kasi, despite being available and ready, we still saw his role slowly, gotten smaller and only averaged around 13 minutes per game. So lately sa Ginebra, ever since napunta si RJ sa team na to and RJ proving na siya yung pinaka-best playmaker, primary ball handler. Yes, meron siyang faults, meron siyang weaknesses, pero in terms of creating opportunities with the ball, siya yung pinaka-capable as of now. So, anong nangyayari? Na-relegate si Maverick Ahanmisi into more of an off-ball guy, more of a two-guard, more of a spot-up guy na in my opinion, yun talagang specialty ng isang Maverick Ahanmisi ever since yung sa mga... Kasi kaya naman ni Maverick mag-create, pero mas magaling siya kapag siya yung secondary ball handler. Makikita natin sa play nito, it's an RJ and Troy Rosario spread ball screen. 2 on the ball. Motaw Tua, nag-show, nag-go over yung defense. So ngayon, it was 2 versus 3. Pagka-roll dito ni Troy Rosario, merong Raymond Aguilar sa slot and merong Maverick Ahanmisi sa corner. So advantage for Ginebra. Now, RJ, nahanap niya si Troy and advantage for Ginebra, nasa corner si Maverick. Yan kadalasan yung open shot for Maverick. Maverick missed it, pero yan yung mga tipo ng shots na nakukuha ng isang Maverick Ahanmisi for Ginebra as of late. So numbers were down, minutes were also down, pero as long as nasushoot niya yung mga ganong klaseng tira, I think merong value pa din into playing Maverick Ahanmisi for Ginebra. Kasi Ginebra, alam naman natin, wala masyadong shooter. And if Maverick Ahanmisi, continues to shoot around 37% being a secondary ball handler, I think that's pretty decent. And hindi na masama yung ganon. Dito, Jason David, magdadrive, advantage, Maverick Ahanmisi sa corner, wide open. Again, dito naman na-shoot niya. So yung game kasi ni Maverick Ahanmisi is like a seesaw. He is inconsistent. Minsan 20 points, susunod na laro 2 points. Minsan 15 points, minsan susunod 5. Minsan perfect point guard, susunod meron 3 turnovers in 3 minutes. He's very inconsistent. Pero he also doesn't have a huge weakness. Pag pinasok mo siya sa court, hindi siya malalaki mata ng kalaban, hindi siya atakin sa defense, and hindi rin naman siya stormtrooper sa offense, unlike a guy like Stephen Holt. So he strikes the balance between being, there and also not being there. Inconsistent siya pero wala siyang weakness, so ipapasok mo pa rin siya to some degree. And another thing about Maverick Ahanmisi, yun na nga, 'di ba? Yung game niya is very steady. He is very reliable kapag kailangan mo. But he doesn't have a specialty. Pag pinasok mo siya sa court, andun lang siya. Hindi siya mag-e-excel sa isang bagay. He's not going to excel as a playmaker sometimes. Oo. He's not going to excel as a spot-up shooter. Sometimes oo. Kasi nga very inconsistent siya. So he's the type of player na okay lang siya. Pero sometimes he excels. Sometimes naman, he doesn't. Siya yung middle ground basically between RJ Abarientos and Stephen Holt. Si RJ, playmaker and a scorer, but ang weakness, inconsistency, tsaka defense. Si Holt naman, non-existent offensively, pero sa defense, siya yung main man. And also, he's inconsistent. And ang nasa gitna ng dalawang yon ay si Maverick Kahanmisi. Someone who can kind of play, make, and score, but not to RJ's degree. But also, di ba, malaking gwardya, plays solid enough defense, pero hindi Stephen Holt. Pero ang problem kasi dito sa Ginebra, yung player na yon is also Scottie Thompson, di ba, who plays the same position and provides more sa parehas na end. And factoring mo pa na out of RJ, Holt, and Mav, yung tatlong yon, medyo inconsistent. So this puts Maverick in a weird position na he can't play as a primary, also not a secondary, but more of a spot-up shooter, in which he also struggled last conference na 5 out of 21 lang total, 24%. Pero again, coming off an injury and walang rhythm overall, so we can't really say na yung 24% na yon accurately represents his shooting ability. And now that Jamie Malonzo's gone, may chance for Holt to play the 3. Tapos more opportunity for both RJ and Mav na maghati doon sa natirang minutes na yon. Pero ang tanong, willing ba ang Ginebra to go that small? Now let's talk about Maverick Kahanmisi being on ball. Na yes, kaya pa rin naman, pero since nagkaroon nga siya ng injury, yung speed niya or yung mobility niya hindi nakagaya ng dati, pero andun pa rin yung IQ and yung ability to do so. Makikita natin dito nakadrop si Junmar, i-snake ni Maverick Kahanmisi yung pick and roll. So ibig sabihin nun, pupunta siya dito, i-snake niya papunta rito naman sa kabila. Attacking Junmar Fajardo laterally and jailing his defender sa likod niya. Dito naman, Maverick Kahanmisi will draw Jericho Cruz in, wide open Jamie Malonzo. 3-pointer because of Maverick Kahanmisi dribble penetration of the pick and roll. So, kaya pa rin naman Maverick. Dito naman, transition for Ginebra. Maverick Kahanmisi magsa-space out ng Ginebra. Maverick will draw 2. Again, it's Troy Rosario rolling down to the basket. And then Maverick Kahanmisi hook pass papunta kay Troy Rosario, who drew Don Trollano, wide open si Jason David. Dito, again, it's spread pick and roll. Maverick Kahanmisi initially draws 2 pero nagstay sa kanya si Perez, so sinalaksak na lang niya papunta sa basket. Kung babalikan natin, ang nangyari dito, yung detail dito is what you call probing. Kumbaga, you keep your dribble alive to read the defense, kung ano binibigay ng defense, assess the court, assess the situation, and then decide whether i-drive mo ba, may roll ka ba, nag-sink ba yung corner, i-skip pass mo ba papunta doon. So kung makikita natin, yung saddle dito na hang dribble, yung escape dribble pala na yun, diba? Nag-show dito si Tautua, so nag-escape dribble si Maverick Kahanmisi. Not as fast as before and hindi na ganun kataas yung, athleticism niya to finish over defenders. Pero still, andun pa rin naman, andun pa din yung old Maverick Kahanmisi who can read defenses and dissect. So meron pa rin value. May lugar pa rin sa Maverick Kahanmisi. He's more of a secondary ball handler now compared to dati, nung prime niya. Pero still, it's not as bad as some people might think. And again, makikita natin dito, hindi na siya as mobile as before, pero still, kaya pa rin naman niya mag-dissect and hindi na ganun ka-efficient, in terms of finishing to the basket. Pero again, as I've mentioned kanina sa 3-point shooting niya, as long as kaya niya mag-spot up, shoot around 36.5% from 3 or even, the very least 35 na nga lang on high volume. I wouldn't really complain about that kasi kung bench guy mo is Maverick Kahanmisi who can create, with the ball in his hand, can spot up, shoot, somewhat decent, diba? Can shoot floaters kagaya dito occasionally. It's not a bad option off the bench para sa Barangay Ginebra. Kumbaga overall, Maverick Kahanmisi is still a very decent player. Gusto ko talaga si Mav actually sa Ginebra, pero nasa point na rin kasi yung Ginebra na redundant na yung binibring ni Maverick sa table. But I still believe, naniniwala pa rin ako. I still see his value. Pero if the only way for both parties, to succeed is by moving on, gets ko rin naman. Gets ko yung decision na yun. And I hope if ever they do that, diba, they fix the glaring issue of this team and Maverick Kahanmisi goes to a team na mas ma-utilize niya yung specialties niya or yung kung ano pang kaya niya i-provide sa natitirang part ng career niya. I still see Maverick Kahanmisi in a Barangay Ginebra jersey contributing meaningful, minutes ala Sol Mercado Pero it really depends din kasi sa kung anong tatahaking direksyon ng Ginebra team na to. Whether magpo-full on triangle sila or tatanggapin na nila talaga na kailangan nilang i-revive yung fast break Ginebra era. We don't really know, and that really depends on them moving forward.